Hey friends, welcome back. It is day 5 of the 12 days of paper, and I thought today we will do some gift wrapping. And I'm going to gift wrap the folio that I made a couple of days ago to get it ready to mail off to one of my subscribers. It got so thick I had to reinforce it with some tape here because I put in some extra goodies. So I am from Washington, around the Seattle area. So I found this map in my drawer of paper ephemera, and I thought, you know what? I think this would make a good belly band for this project, just to kind of hold it together. I put some double-sided tape on one of the ends, and let's see, let me figure out where. There it is. Okay, and I'm just going to stick this in to kind of hold it together. Um, I thought it would be a personal touch that I could send along with this folio. So there is my folio with my little scenic map. And the next thing is to find a box that will fit this. And I think I found the perfect one. It is big enough to fit the thickness of this, and it is paper inspired. It is a box from my Hobonichi Techo order this year. Um, I got two, so I'm willing to give this one up. Besides, obviously, the notebook itself or the Techos itself, I just love Hobonichi's packaging. It has the nice little saying on it, and I think this is just the perfect box to use. So I already pre-put in my tissue paper and my ribbon. I am a girl who just loves a polka dot, and I had this red polka dot ribbon, and I think it is perfect for the holiday season. So get my little folio, and we're just gonna layer in right there. So then I decided, oh, I need to put some more stuff in this box. So I'm going to grab some sticker packs. I have these sticker packs that I buy from Amazon, and I always put them in with packages when I mail out packages. And then because I want to stay on theme, I thought, okay, what else could I put on here? And I thought, you know what? I have this little, well, I have a lot of them, but I have this extra little Stampin' Up stamp. So I did a video, yesterday's video on making Christmas cards. And one thing that I said on it was to take pride in your work and to always put some type of handmade stamp or made by hand stamp on the back. And then I thought, you know what? I have this Distress ink, the Barn Door Red. And I'm not a big red ink user, but I do love these little miniature inks. And I always buy one or two whenever I'm at the paper store. So I thought, you know what? Red is a Christmas color. So let's add that in here too. And then last but not least, because it's my other passion, I thought, you know what? Let me put in a miniature coffee cup. One, I love coffee, and two, I love miniatures. And this just happens to be a holiday red miniature coffee cup. So, just for fun, we'll throw that in there as well. So as I struggle to get this inside this bag and this box put all together, I guess I'm going to take this moment to just address something here. I bit off more than I could chew in this 12 Days of Paper series. I thought it was a great idea when I came up with it. I thought, ooh, that will give me, 12 days to make 12 videos of fun Christmas stuff. But I realized now that it has just become too stressful. Uh, I have Christmas. It's, gosh, what, 9 days away now? A little bit over a week, and I have fallen behind. Um, Unfortunately, when you're someone like me who takes on a lot of different projects at once and then also wants to make sure that she does them all to the best of her ability, sometimes I take on too much. So while I don't know if this will be my last uh, paper or my last 12 days of paper video, it might just be. So I hope that you'll give me a little grace on that. So we're going to continue on with paper. I love just basic craft paper wrapping gifts because it is a neutral paper, um, and then it gives me the opportunity to decorate the box afterwards. And so that is the real story here on this video is that I'm going to show you 3 different easy ways to decorate a basic gift this holiday season. So we're going to get this wrapped and then we'll move on to the fun part. Now, gals, I know we've all seen those videos of those women who do these elaborate, wrapped, with different special folds and little pockets and all that kind of stuff. I am not one of those gals. I am a basic wrap a gift. I try to make it neat, try to get some nice creased edges, but that is about it when it comes to my wrapping technique. I have tried doing those, fancy wraps. I have watched hours and hours of videos because they are beautiful. I mean, there are some beautiful wrapping techniques out there, but somehow um, between watching the videos and uh, trying it myself, I just haven't been able to get that down. So am just sticking to the basic wrap job that we all learned, in elementary school when we first started wrapping Christmas presents for our friends. So I just get the crease down nice and tight. I just use regular old, cellophane tape. I tend to use probably too much of it, but I like to make sure that it is all nice and secure because when it comes to the actual decorating of it, there are some things, well, actually, most of the things that I do don't involve a lot of ribbon that is actually securing any of the sides. It's basically just for um, looks. So now we are heading on to ribbon. I am a girl who loves Costco ribbon. I love how cheap they are. I love the different designs. I love a polka dot. And we have another polka dot. Um, I love that they come out with the Christmas fall ones, like these ginghams. And then I love grabbing the spring ones as well. So here we have another um, green and black gingham. I don't know what I like better, gingham or polka dots, or here we have gingham with little red quote unquote polka dots. I got this nice little variety pack at, was it Michael's? I think it was at Michael's right before Thanksgiving when they started putting out their Christmas stuff. And then this gorgeous, green ribbon. I like this one because I can use it at Christmas or in the springtime. I actually use it mostly in the springtime. And then look at this. This cherry blossom is my favorite ribbon I bought this year. And while I'm not going to use it today, I just had to show it to you because it is so, so beautiful. So now we're going to grab our scrap pile. So I love having a scrap pile to pick from. I love um, using scraps because I buy so much paper that I always want to use as much of it as possible. And so here we have some nice little scraps. Wait a second, look at that. That, oh, these fit perfectly on the top of this box. Let me see what I have. I've got a lot of different options I could pick from here. This could work out pretty dang good for me because even though I don't wrap a lot of gifts, it's not something that I necessarily want to spend a whole lot of time doing. So that's why I like coming up with a couple of basic patterns that I do, and I just do them over and over again. So I'm going to figure out what paper I'm going to use. Oh, that's nice as well. This one is actually in the folio. That might be nice to coordinate. Let me think. So I'm going to also take into consideration the ribbon that I might use because I always throw a ribbon on. And while I don't mind using multiple different type of patterns, I do want it to coordinate to an extent. So I am going to just start layering up things as I'm kind of coming up with some ideas. I got these stickers. I could use those, but I've got little snowmen that I used the other day. They are cute, but I don't think that they're right for this package. I could use them for something else. So I am going to uh, go through my little scraps here. I've got a couple that are lying to the side and figure out what paper I'm going to use on the top of this box for my design. Oh, that's cute. Little farm barns. That might be cute with that. Or that. Oh, so many decisions. Okay, so I'm going to figure this out and then I'll be back. So I figured out exactly what I'm doing here. I found this from another project and it is perfect. It's got the gingham that I like. It's got a little pocket with some ephemera in it and it is the exact perfect size. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to round out the corners here and then stick it on top. Like I said before, these are easy ideas. If this didn't have this pocket already put on it, I could easily throw on a pocket. This was just from, um, to be honest, it was from something that somebody sent me, and I don't necessarily need it. It was a folio, the front of a folio, but I don't want to throw it away either. And this is a great way to give it a second life. I live in a very unique space that I am a consumer and I love uh, stationery and notebooks and paper and stickers and washi and all the stuff. But on the flip side of that, I am also a home organizer. And so I go into people's homes and I see so much stuff, stuff that doesn't have a home, stuff that I know has never been used or has been used once, that I am pretty strict with making sure that what I buy, I use. And if I get a gift, then I'm grateful and I will enjoy the gift. I will use the gift. And then at the end, I will either repurpose like this or I will get rid of it. So now we're on to ribbon, and we're going to use polka dot because I love polka dots. And I thought that this, because there is a lot of pattern on this topper, I guess how you would call it, that I didn't want to add. I could add more uh, pattern, but not necessarily more color. So when I do ribbon, I always cut off more than I need so that I can get a good, nice bow out of it or knot out of it. That's why I love Costco ribbon because there's so much of it on each bolt that I never have to worry about running out of it. Um, kids think it's bananas about how much ribbon that I have laying around the house, but you know what? You never know. And I have become known in my circle of friends for making a big to do out of wrapping a gift. And honestly, like you can see here, I don't put in a lot of effort. I just like things looking cute at the end. So I have two girlfriends that are always talking about how, wow, you're so creative. You know, you spend so much time, all this hard work. Nah, nah, ladies. I watch a lot of YouTube videos where I get inspired to do things that are pretty simple. And then I just, do them. It's not a lot of, nothing that I do is something that, wow, this is the first time that you're seeing it. Um, those are few and far between, and those ideas usually are coming from other people that are even more passionate about, um, decor. So then if we tie a bow, oops, hold on a second. Tying a bow on a package is always a little bit of a to-do for me. I like to make sure that the ribbons lay a certain way. Um, one year I got a bow maker, which is basically just uh, a piece of plastic that you wrap ribbon around to then make a bow. And eventually, occasionally, yes, occasionally I use it, but that's mostly if I'm making big bows for like wreaths or whatnot. But for a basic bow on a package, I just do your regular old bow, um, and just kind of zhuzh it around and fluff it out, and there we go. But because this is going in a box, I'm actually not going to do a bow because I want this to be able to lay as flat as possible. Because from my recollection, the box that the post office has for mailing this is not much thicker than the Hobonichi box that I used to wrap this gift. So we're just gonna put it like that. It just adds a little something, um, and there we go. That gift is done. So now we're going to go on to the gift wrap idea number two. And so I wrapped up a couple of things here, and I thought, you know what? I might as well get some of my holiday wrapping done while I make this video. So the first one I'm going to do is this, and this is actually a organizational book. I have a friend who is always asking me if I could come and organize her house, but she lives out of state, and so I just haven't made the time to go down there. I'm kind of busy with my clients up here. So this is just your basic old stamp. I think I recall having these when I was in like elementary school. I would do crafts, but it is a blue um, snowflake stamp. And my friend is Jewish, so she celebrates Hanukkah um, as well as Christmas. But I always like giving her a Hanukkah gift, and Hanukkah colors are the blue, white, and silver. So let's see, where should I put? Let me figure out where I'm going to put this. Um, so I just kind of am eyeballing out where I want these little snowflakes, taking into consideration that I'm going to put a thin ribbon on this and then stick on a card at the end. So put one last one there. So this is just a stamp that I'm using specifically for kind of just a winter um, themed wrapping. It's quick and easy because I use the craft paper. Nothing else is vying for attention on here other than just the stamp. And obviously, you can use different stamps. So I have this ribbon. I actually bought this last year and wrapped her Hanukkah gift with this ribbon, but because she is the only person that I know, well, her family is the only people that I know that celebrate Hanukkah. I have plenty of this left over to last another Hanukkah. So let's see. I think I could go around the edges like that, but um, I like the words because this has words on it. I'm really some things I'm really weird about, and one thing is with words, I like them to all go the same direction. And when you do the edge wrap, like I started with, then words are upside down. So I'm just going to, I think I'm just going to tie this just simply around because I am going to add um, a cute little um, ornament winter vibey ornament to this. down the road, I think. I've got a couple that I've got to choose from of what will look good on this. So it's just a simple little knot. Um, I am not a huge fan of bows on thin ribbon because I like a big, fat, fluffy bow. So we're just gonna tighten that up, make sure it's secure, and then cut. And I like my ribbon to just come off the edge of the package. So it kind of, hugs around the edge. This has words on it, so it might not be exactly on the edge because I don't want to cut between a word. I want to cut at the end of a word. So we'll cut it right there. So there we go. Easy gift wrap number two. Just a simple little stamp and a ribbon. And then I'm going to zhuzh it up at the end. So we have two down, and the last one is for my son. And this is actually a big, huge box of Post-its because he is in school to become a teacher and he loves Post-its. So I found this book page and it has the Peanuts comics on it. And I thought, you know what? How fun. I am 53 years old and so I come from an era where often under our tree we had a package or two that was wrapped in or not Christmas paper, in comic book paper, the funnies from the newspaper. So I thought this is a cute little callback to that. And I might use that later. So I'm going to use this and basically make a belly band around it using paper. This is the simplest of all um, these designs because it is literally just let's see, let me measure out how thick I want this belly band to go around. We're going to do 2 inches, I think, yeah. So we're just going to slice a 2-inch strip of 12 by 12 paper and use that as a band around the box and then cover up the part that um, that shows, it's not going to go around the whole thing. Wait a second. Trees. That's cute. The little Snoopy trees. Let's see. Um, that doesn't look like the Snoopy tree though. So I think I'm just going to, yeah, I'm just gonna go with the snowflakes. Um, oh, I lost my train of thought of what I was saying before. Um, yeah, anyhow, this is easy. You just throw a couple pieces of double-sided tape on here and wrap around um, the box. Um, Chris is gonna go wild when he sees what's inside this box. This is actually a stocking stuffer, so um, don't come at me that, oh my gosh, all you bought your kid was a box of Post-it notes. If you've seen my videos before, I've mentioned that I just buy one gift and then I do a bunch of stocking stuffers. So we're going from the back to the front and just wrapping it around. We'll add a little more tape here to get it nice and flat. And then we will use the comic book strip to go over where they don't meet um, to cover it up. So let's see, figuring out how I'm going to wrap this on. If I'm going to just do it straight or I could do it that way, but then it won't. Let's see. Why do I keep angling it? Mm, no, that doesn't balance out. I'm a person who likes balance in most things. Uh, I blame Martha Stewart. When I was a teenager, watching all of her TV shows because she is very much a lady about balance as well. So I'm going to take these, oh gosh, why am I flaking on what they're called? Pinking shears. These pinking shears, and just go around the edge, just to give it a little extra dimension. And then I will just tape this down on this package. So these are the three wrapping ideas that I've come up for this Christmas. One, because I have so much Christmas themed paper that I would just like to use up. And two, it's just simple ideas that I can duplicate over and over again. Um, because while I only buy one gift for my children, one big item, because they are grown, I love putting together fun stockings for them, and I tend to go a little bit overboard. And so I will have, with 4 kids, I will have probably 40 things at least that I'll be wrapping, smaller items for the most part. So to just have something simple to duplicate over and over again in different varieties of paper is what works best for me. So we're just going to throw on some double-sided tape, and then we will just stick this on. Um, Now I know for a lot of families, there's a lot of get-togethers with extended family at Christmas time. There's a lot of hustle and bustle, but my family, we do it a little bit different. We do a lot of hustling and bustling before the actual holidays, and then during the holidays, um, Christmas Eve and Christmas, we do as much of nothing as possible, meaning that we stick together as a unit, just at home, and all we do is eat. I do tons of shopping before Christmas Eve, grabbing food, grabbing cheese, grabbing meat, grabbing snacks, grabbing pies and desserts, because we do charcuterie on Christmas Eve when we unwrap our gifts. Um, but I do not cook at Christmas. I do a huge Thanksgiving spread, but I do not cook at Christmas. Look at that. That is cute. So it is literally just the band, and we are doing Swedish fish as our bow. Swedish fish is my favorite candy from childhood, and it is my favorite candy as an adult as well. So I always have these laying around, and I thought this was a cute idea because who doesn't like Swedish fish? So we do charcuterie on Christmas Eve, and then on Christmas Day, we all sleep in. We eat charcuterie during the day, and then for dinner, we get Chinese takeout. Everybody loves Chinese food at our household, and it is easy. And once again, I am not cooking. I am just enjoying time with my family. So here we go. We have our 3 different designs here. I'm going to add. Am I going to add stamps to the back? No. I'm going to add a little Christmas ornament to this and then show you how or what I'm going to use to put names on these. So I thought this was cute. I thought it worked well with the craft paper, it being neutral, and it's not too much. So we're going to add that and just tie that on. Thanks for joining me today. I hope that you were inspired by some of these simple gift wrapping ideas. And once again, I do apologize for kind of cutting this series short. It's just kind of like in the Peanuts comics, you always learn something when you read them. And what I learned here is that I have to be more conscious of my time and what my capabilities are. I made a newbie mistake. So here we have the craft paper with the stamp, and it was just stamping on the craft paper, and then I added a little ornament here, a little sled tree ornament. So when it comes to my kids' gifts, I came up with an idea a few years ago, and it's really simple. I use my VersaFine Clear ink, and then I use a stamp and I stamp their initial on it. Each kid obviously has a name, and I just take a stamp, throw it on a block that I have laying around, and stamp their initial on the package. Um, it makes it really quick and easy, and that's what I like, quick and easy. And then for my gift for my bestie, I came up with an idea this past year that I thought was super fun. It's basically that app, Zepeto, I think is how you pronounce it, and you can make little comic book characters of your friends or yourself or your friends and yourself. I've made them with me and my best friend and my multiple best friends and my husband and my children. I just, make little printouts and layer it on white paper and then just stick it on the package. And I just think that it is just adorable. So that's what I'm going to do here. And then the last gift is the giveaway gift, and that is the folio that I made in day 3. And so far, there's only one contender out there for it. So you have until noon on Monday to comment down below that video for a chance to win the folio and the whole package that I wrapped here today. Thanks for joining me today. Hope to see you next time. Until then, from one paper girly to another, bye.